court order currently bans newspapers in England and Wales from publishing the names of the well-known married celebrity, and we obviously can't say it here, who apparently had an extramarital menage a trois. But the gagging order's been labelled a farce after the identities of those involved were first published online in America and they're in a newspaper over there as well, can now be read by everyone in Scotland as well.
Well, here to debate the controversial injunction is the Daily Mirror's associate editor Kevin Maguire and lawyer Dominic Crossley. Welcome to both of you. First of all, is this any of our business? Do we need to know all the gruesome details about this?
You probably don't need to know all the gruesome details. Some people will want to, others won't, and it should be a personal choice. But it is a farce when England and Wales is the only country in the world now you can't read these details. You could go over the border from Berwick into Scotland and read details. You could return to Berwick and you can't. It's on the internet if you want to know. Now, this celebrity couple are very famous. They're very wealthy. They've paraded their family in public very often. They're high-profile campaigners, and they have gagged the other two people involved. And it's the two people who have been gagged I feel sorry for.
Well, that's interesting, because that's two people who've been gagged who are just, you know, selling the story to a paper.
Yeah, you may think it's disreputable what they're doing, talking about a threesome with one half of this very famous celebrity couple. You can pass judgment on that, but I still think it is wrong to gag people. There was an issue of freedom of speech v privacy.
But aren't we going back to the old days, the pre-sort of Leveson days now, of looking into people's private lives, snooping around, when it's actually got nothing to do with us?
Yeah,
exactly
it's
that.
only when they parade their lives in public,
but
as they have.
If they are a celebrity couple, just by going out with their children, that's a day out, not necessarily a parade.
Ooh, lots of celebs have children, and they don't parade them the way this couple have.
But what
and
does being a parent have to do with your sex life? Just out of interest.
Oh.
I mean, if they have Lord Justice Jackson said that they had an open relationship, so that's the way they choose to live their sexual life. That's a preference. That's their choice. That's a choice in whatever, whether you're straight, whether you're gay, whatever you are. That's their preference. They have an open relationship. That's their business. But what's that got to do with their children?
Well, if it was such an open relationship, they wouldn't now be trying to hide what's been going on.
Well, there was evidence from both partners. This is an important factor in this story is, at the time the injunction was taken out, it wasn't being published in different jurisdictions. You know, people didn't know who these names were, and there was evidence from both the parties to this relationship saying that they didn't want it published, that it was within a consensual relationship, and the effect, very importantly, the effect on the children would be devastating. And this would remain on the internet for time immemorial.
It's on. I mean, in a way, you go for these celebrity injunctions now and they backfire because they can't work in an internet
concept.
Yeah, in an internet era. I'm afraid.
It's slightly ironic.
If you don't want something to be public, don't do it. I mean, that's the rule number.
Yeah, but that's a news. That's what? Have an open relationship and
have a bar, go to the toilets.
Are the papers telling these people they can't have an adventurous sex life now?
They can. And people, if it comes out in public, and there is some clear hypocrisy here, we can't name the couple involved.
Get the hypocrisy. I don't get what that is. That's the way they choose to live their sex life.
They have sold a very family-orientated,
you could still be a great family person.
Almost traditional lifestyle, when in fact they've not been living that. We know
what? Living what?
They haven't been.
Just because it's not how you live your life.
If you want a threesome, have a threesome.
Exactly.
But if you have a threesome and you're a celebrity and it's high profile, and then the people you've been having the threesome with want to talk about it, don't rush off to sue, grab it and run and get an injunction.
So listening to that opinion there, so no celebrity really has the chance to have a private life. Should celebrities have a private life?
That's the position that newspapers would love to pursue. And you know, we are getting back to the bad old days of pre-Leveson. You know, there was a period at which, you know, the very word injunction was a dirty word, and that everybody who was pursuing this type of injunction was somehow doing something wrong. You know, we shouldn't be at that stage. The British media and the law and the way we apply our rights have to be more sophisticated.
Well, it's one step further today, sorry, Holmes. According to today's Telegraph, an MP is preparing to name the celebrity threesome in the House of Commons under parliamentary privilege.
Well, that
Now,
would be a shameful misuse of parliamentary privilege.
Well, we were discussing that this morning. Isn't that why would that even? I'd much rather they discuss their tax affairs, or that they were looking at the running of the country, rather than what looks like a peevish way to just throw the names out there, because you can say anything in Parliament. There's no.
It's been done before, and of course, you know, the judge who's had to make the decision on this, and these are difficult decisions, and they take up an awful lot of time and evidence. You know, but the judge had the benefit of that evidence, and it had the benefit of long legal arguments from the newspaper and
the High Court initially didn't give the injunction.
Yeah.
Then the appeal court did. They gave an interim injunction. There may be a challenge further down.
Of course, that's a very
down the
good
line.
point.
To some extent, I agree with you. An MP may be peevish, but if it's the MP I think it is, that MP very much believes in free speech and feels that judges are now gagging people by giving these injunctions, and they almost always go to the person who's got the most money, the most spin doctors, create their image, and they go against the people who haven't got two washers to rub together.
So I'm assuming that if this MP does name the people involved today in Parliament, then your paper will be all over it tomorrow, regardless of the impact on the kids.
I suspect you'll be discussing it tomorrow too, actually, on your sofa, because of the profile and the issues around the people. Again, we can't name them, but I can see a public interest case for why that would be a topic of public conversation.
The fact of the injunction itself, rather than the subject matter of the story.
Oh, well, look, they've made it worse by going for the injunction.
Well,
if they'd have just got this out in the open in the first place, a lot of people will say, I don't care. We're not all bishops. We're not all going to cast moral judgments. Some people will. They have to cope with that.